I had a job that I traveled a lot every month, and I started getting a sore throat. I had a sore throat, and it went for about 2 months. I kept going to clinic and the hospital, and they kept just kind of saying strep throat or it's a virus and going. And I knew something was wrong. I could feel it. And then all of a sudden I started coughing up some blood. And that's when I went in. They decided to do the biopsy. So did the biopsy over in Cushing Hospital, Leavenworth, and it was immediately staged and ended up being correctly. It was stage 3 cancer with a tumor on the base of my tongue. My wife, it's been now 9 years ago, was diagnosed with leukemia. I was working in Las Vegas. I was a executive officer for a recruiting battalion, recruiting doctors and nurses. So I called a guy, his name is General Peek. He ended up being the Secretary of Veteran Affairs. He actually came a couple years ago here. I asked him to, and he spoke at KU at the Cancer Center. And so I called him and said, this is what my wife has, this type of leukemia. Where should she go? And said, well, let me get back to you. He called 3 hours later and said, needs to go to the Cancer Center. I was like, in Kansas? He said, yes, you need to go there. So the next day they flew us, and she started treatment, and now she's 9 years cancer-free. So when I was diagnosed, there was no doubt where I was going. For all 4 of my doctors at the start of my case, they closed the door, nurse went out, and they looked at me eye to eye and said, look, process is not going to be fun. The 8 weeks radiation chemo is not going to be fun. However, you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. And every one of them did that. And there's a lot of places, it just doesn't happen. Doctors are too busy. They're too busy running around. And it's just the way it is. So as Dr. Schneider just gave me my 5-year pin, Dr. Kumar yesterday, Dr. Napani the day before, Dr. Lauston next, it's like this is family for the rest of my life.